There are times in life when everything feels silent. Friends aren't calling, family doesn't understand, and even when you're surrounded by people, you feel completely alone. Maybe you've sat in your room, staring at the ceiling, asking, "God, are you even there?" If you've ever asked that question, you're not alone. Loneliness can feel like a huge, empty space in your heart. It's in those moments when our minds are flooded with doubts. Has God forgotten me? Am I not important enough? But the truth is this: God never leaves His children, not even for a moment. Psalm 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." You see, God doesn't run away from your pain. He draws closer. When no one else understands, He does. When you feel invisible to the world, you are seen by the one who created the universe. Let's look at the life of Jesus. When He was on the cross, He felt forsaken too. In Matthew 27 verse 46, Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Even Jesus experienced that deep feeling of isolation. But through His pain, He brought salvation to all of us. So if you're feeling alone, remember that Jesus has walked through that path, and He walks with you even now. Sometimes, God is silent not because He's absent, but because He's working behind the scenes. Imagine a teacher during a test. They don't talk because they've already prepared you. The silence doesn't mean they've left, it means they're letting you use what you've learned. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, God says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." That's not just a verse, it's a promise. When you're crying alone in your room, He's there. When you're overwhelmed by anxiety and fear, He's holding your hand. When you can't sleep because your heart is so heavy, He's watching over you. Many people in the Bible felt alone. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his brothers. David hid in caves. Elijah sat under a tree and asked God to take his life. But in each case, God didn't abandon them, He strengthened them. He lifted them up. And He'll do the same for you. Sometimes we think God is only with us when we feel happy. But He is just as close, if not closer, when we feel broken. He knows every tear you've cried. He bottles them up and understands the reason behind every single one. Let me tell you something beautiful: your loneliness doesn't scare God. Your depression doesn't scare Him. Your questions and doubts, they don't push Him away. In fact, He welcomes them. He invites you to talk to Him, to be real with Him. You don't need fancy prayers. Just honesty. Say, "God, I feel alone. I feel like no one understands. Please help me." And He will. Maybe not instantly, but He will show up. Maybe through a song, a friend's message, a Bible verse, or even a quiet whisper in your heart that says, "I am here." You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not unloved. The enemy wants you to believe that no one cares, but God says, "I care more than you'll ever know." He knit you together in your mother's womb. He knows every hair on your head. He calls you His masterpiece. That's not a distant God. That's a personal God who is involved in every detail of your life. So when you're walking home alone, or lying in bed with a heavy heart, or scrolling through your phone just to escape your thoughts, pause. Breathe. And remember, God is sitting beside you. He never left. He's been waiting for you to turn to Him. You might not feel Him, but He's there. You might not hear Him, but He's speaking. You might not see Him, but He's working. Loneliness is real, but so is God's presence. And His presence is greater. It brings peace in chaos, strength in weakness, and hope in despair. So the next time you feel completely alone, say this to yourself: God is with me. Right now. Right here. Always. So the next time you feel completely alone, say this to yourself: God is with me. Right now. Right here. Always. There are moments in life when everything feels empty. When you smile in front of people, but deep inside, you feel shattered. You might be surrounded by friends and family, but still, there's this deep sense of loneliness that just doesn't go away. Maybe you're in that place right now. If so, I want to say just one thing to you: you are not alone. When the world fails to understand you, there is one who knows every beat of your heart: God. When your tears fall silently, He counts them. When your voice trembles or you have no words left, He still understands. God is never distant. Sometimes it's we who drift away, maybe because of stress, pain, or guilt. But His love remains the same. In Romans 8 verses 38 to 39 it says, "Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Not pain, not loss, not even loneliness." In moments of silence, the most important thing is to calm your heart and speak this truth to yourself. Even if I don't feel Him right now, I know by faith, God is still with me. Think of a dark room. Just because you can't see the light doesn't mean it's not there. Sometimes you have to look deeper, within yourself, to find that light. That light is your faith, your hope, and God's never-ending love. When you're successful, people surround you. But when you fall, when you're broken, it is God who silently holds your hand, lifts you up, and never asks for anything in return. So when you feel like no one cares, remember, God never leaves you. And if you're asking, why don't I feel Him with me? The answer is this: faith is not about feelings. Faith is about trusting what you cannot see. Just like we can feel the wind but not see it, we can trust that God is working, even when we can't sense Him. If you're hurting today, if you feel lost, alone, or overwhelmed, I want you to pause for just a moment. Close your eyes and say from your heart, "Yes, Lord, I trust you. I believe you are with me. Right now. Right here. Always." Everything. And when the world feels cold, when people walk away, when silence surrounds you and even your own heart begins to doubt, remember this: you are still loved. Deeply. Eternally. By a God who never changes. He sees the pain you hide. He understands the tears you can't explain. He knows the weight you carry, not just today, but every single day. And He's not distant. He's not watching from afar. He is right there, in the middle of your struggle. You may feel forgotten by people, but not by God. You may feel invisible to the world, but not to Him. He counts every breath you take, every tear that falls, and every prayer you whisper in the dark. So when doubt comes in like a flood, when your strength feels too small and your heart wants to give up, let this truth be louder than every lie: God is with me. Right now. Right here. Always. He walks with you when you're strong. He carries you when you're weak. He fights for you when you can't fight for yourself. You are never truly alone, because His love never leaves. Say it again, not just with your lips, but with your heart. God is with me. Right now. Right here. Always. Even if the night is long, the dawn will come. Even if the path is hard, He will guide you through it. Even if no one else stays, He always will. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not fighting alone. Because the God who created the stars, the God who calmed the sea, the God who conquered the grave, that same God is by your side.